My name is James Seed, Jim, at Zen-X.com.tw. I create guided meditations and creative visualizations, downloads, MP3 downloads for life and growth. In this little presentation, I will introduce you to guided meditation and creative visualization for anxiety support. Anxiety is your body's way of saying something might go wrong or something is going wrong. A little anxiety can help you prepare or stay alert, but sometimes it gets too loud. Sometimes it comes too often or shows up when it's not very helpful. That's when it becomes a problem. Some people worry about everything. This is called generalized anxiety disorder. Others feel panicked, panic coming out of nowhere. This is called panic disorder. Others fear being judged by other people. People with social anxiety have this fear. And others avoid places they cannot easily leave, such as in agoraphobia. The well-known OCD makes people feel that they must do certain things to feel safe. And anorexia, while often about body image, is deeply tied to anxiety too. These conditions all look different, but underneath, they all share the same anxious feeling, an anxiety that works like a motor. Anxiety often works like a loop and can spiral, sometimes out of control. First comes the thought, for example, what if this goes wrong? Then the feeling, and that could be either a physical feeling or an emotional feeling, such as a tight chest, a racing heart, a little jump in a heartbeat, or fear. Then comes a behavior. It could be avoidance, it could be shutting down, it could be overchecking. That behavior makes the fear stronger the next time. In other words, it can spiral. So we have the phrase spiraling out of control. The good news, you can interrupt the loop by changing your thoughts, calming your body, or trying new actions. No matter where you start, the key is catching it early. One helpful trick is to rate your anxiety from 1 to 10. At 2, maybe your heart jumps a beat, or your breathing stops for a second, or you feel just a little bit tense. At 8, maybe your stomach hurts and your hands are shaking. Paying attention helps you notice those patterns. What are you thinking when anxiety is low? What are you doing when it spikes? Observing this is important. Important to systematic desensitization. One common intervention is systematic desensitization. According to Wolf, in the psychotherapy of reciprocal inhibitions, systematic desensitization is a behavioral technique that helps you slowly face your fears, one small step at a time. You start by thinking about something that makes you feel a little anxious, and then you pair it with some calming technique, such as breathing or self-hypnosis, something like that. Over time, you work your way up to harder situations. If you can't be there in real life, you can use your imagination instead. That's right. Your imagination will work just as well as real life. Imagined systematic desensitization can be enhanced by what we call creative visualization or guided imagery. Hammond, in his book called The Handbook of Hypnotic Suggestions and Metaphors, that's stories, says that creative visualization, also called guided imagery, is like a focused daydream. You imagine, for example, in this situation, you can imagine yourself in a calm, safe place or a nice, safe picture, picture handling something scary with confidence. It works especially well with imagined exposure because your brain learns from what you imagine, just like it learns from real life. Beyond exposure, creative visualization can also help in many other ways. According to Yapko in his book, Treating Depression with Hypnosis, it can help you relax, build confidence, step back from anxious thoughts, see things in a new way, even change old habits. Each creative visualization session or guided imagery session is a small step towards freedom from anxiety. Thank you. I hope you got something from this little talk. I invite you to visit my Zen-X site, www.zenx.com.tw. There you will find MP3 downloads of some of my most successful guided meditations and creative visualizations for the relief of anxiety.